Hey, so for some reason, OBS, when you're recording this discussion, decided to record audio from my laptop microphone and not the headset microphone that you normally hear me listen to, like right now. So my audio sounds like crap in this, and I didn't notice until I started editing this. So it's fixed now, obviously, but for the future. But this recording kind of suck on my end, so sorry. Yeah. Oh well.
Hi, welcome back to Movie Monday. Uh, Tara had homework, so just kidding, she'll be back next time. But
Look at her being responsible.
I know, right? But today we watched Harriet, and that's the whole title of the movie.
Mhm.
Not Tubman, just Harriet.
Yep. And I mean, this is kind of a weird movie to talk about because, like,
It's
overall,
about
we
someone's life.
that we
Or
know at least somewhat. So
yeah,
it's like, what's the plot? Well, I mean, you kind of know the overall plot points from the beginning, right?
yeah,
So, of course, there's some things here and there that happen that, like, we didn't know about. I'm sure.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it tells the story effectively. The acting is done well.
Yeah.
There are a decent amount of shots that are actually done well too. Like the landscape is framed really nicely.
Yeah.
So, although, okay, I have to be super petty and annoying. Uh,
Are you talking about the sunset?
Sunrise, but yeah.
Sunrise.
So there's a moment where they say that she's crossing the border into Pennsylvania or whatever. And the thing is, I had a thought about this. Okay, but like, and they say crossing the border to Pennsylvania, and she's from Maryland, so like, you'd think that like crossing,
That's north
it would be
ish.
north, but they show her like crossing like towards the sunrise, which would be east. That doesn't make any sense. Wait a minute, okay, it was to Philadelphia, right? And
Yeah.
that's in eastern Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
It
I'm like,
is.
I'm not, because I know it's Pittsburgh and
It's very
Philadelphia.
close to New Jersey.
Right, because I was like, wait a minute, did somehow, I was thinking like, wait, I thought Philadelphia was the one in the east, but if it's the one in the west, then maybe somehow she was got over there on the western side, but how did that happen? So, okay, but no, that's not what happened. So, yeah. It's a great shot, it looks great, but it doesn't make any sense.
I think it's supposed to be symbolic.
No, I'm being a bitch about it, but it did, like, bother me a little bit.
It's okay, you're an atheist, and I mean,
That's not the point. Okay, whatever.
I mean, God is talked about a lot because,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, like that. I mean, the whole like I guess visions thing. I didn't dislike it, but I kind of wish they did it differently. I don't know.
I don't know how to feel about that because it's like, is that is that what she felt like? Is that actually true to who she
I
she was? I don't
I
know.
don't know. I mean, like most slaves back when slavery was there, they were religious because I
Right.
mean, that's all they had.
I know. But in terms of the whole thing, like, did she think she had like visions and all this? I have no
I'm not
idea.
sure. I know her having like kind of seizures was a thing. I don't
Mm.
know. I don't know or think exactly the visions
Yeah,
were
because
like
like,
talked about a
I don't
lot.
know, because if that was like made up for this movie and that's not what happens with her, like that feels kind of weird to make
Weird.
up. So, but I
Yeah.
don't know if they made it up. So I hold my judgment for that. But I do know something they did make up.
It's
So
it's it's the white guy, right?
right, and so this is the thing where I mentioned before, like, don't watch Lindsay Ellis's video.
Mhm.
Because she talks about this a bit and how, yeah, the guy Gideon that didn't exist, and so
Yeah, he did not
I'm
exist.
I need to go back and watch what she said in that video specifically because I don't remember the details, but it was basically something that was sort of like, why it was a kind of a criticism where it was like, sort of, why are you creating like an antagonist to the story in a
Yeah.
sense.
I mean, I kind of agree with that because when I was younger, I mean, it's been several years now, but I had read some kind of like autobiography. No, not auto, like those biographical books for
Hmm.
children.
Hmm.
And I read one about Harriet Tubman. And I remember the husband who died in the beginning, and that was a thing. And I remember the wife. I don't remember if there was any mention of like any important children. I just know that I think the widow was like that one scene where I kind of laughed because I just love seeing her suffer. Um, where she was like, "We're gonna go find Harriet and like catch her and stuff." Like, I think if I remember correctly, she was one of the main like people who was trying to like capture her again, but
Mm.
it wasn't to the extent of her made up son.
Yeah. So that said, from what again, I don't remember the criticism that Lindsay said specifically, but I do remember that like my memory of it was that like he was a problematic character in of himself, and I just it could just be misremembering. And I don't think he was necessarily. It just was. It does feel kind of weird that they sort of made up this person as an
Yeah.
antagonist.
Yeah,
So
like out of the two things, I'd be more willing to buy into the visions thing because she did have like kind of seizures, so
mm,
we wouldn't be able to ask her. I so we only have like whatever is written down about her through accounts and people she knew. I have to see if the visions thing was actually something that was taken from maybe a small thing she had said or people
yeah, I'm not
about
sure,
her.
but yeah. So there's that, and then um, yeah, the whole just the thing with him, and again, I don't think he was necessarily that much of a problem. It was just sort of like it is just kind of weird in concept that
Yeah.
they would do that, because again, it's not really needed, right?
Yeah.
Or again, if you really wanted to, just make the wife kind of the villain,
Yeah,
right?
because she
So
kind of was.
right, so I don't know. It's not like a huge problem or anything, but it's a
Yeah.
thing to notice. And then I feel like there was something else I wanted to comment on. Um, I don't remember. Eh. But again, overall, it's still really solid movie.
Yeah.
Definitely gets across what happened. It was weird because like it went by faster than I thought it did.
Yeah.
Just kind of interesting because I remember I don't know if you noticed I checked the time of the video at one point because I'm just like I feel like we're still pretty early. We're like halfway done. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, it is crazy though that she lived until 1913.
Yeah. She
That's
was.
insane. That you know because again we think of this stuff as like oh this is like history that happened a long time ago and it's like there are people who are alive today who were alive when Harriet Tubman was alive.
Yeah, and like the Civil War wasn't that long ago either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
I
it's
completely forgot she was a spy during the Civil War, and I was like,
mm.
no wonder this bitch was my hero when I was a child.
Yeah, I didn't remember that either. But I did know that there was a thing about going to Canada. I remember that was a thing. What this actually reminded me of? Something that I had seen like a long time ago, and I want to kind of look that up again. So there's a thing that was sort of made as like a quote unquote documentary where it's basically like think like around the year 2000, except the South won the Civil War, which I know that like logistically that was very unlikely to happen. Blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. Ignore that. Okay, and it's basically like, what if the Confederacy in in an alternate timeline year 2000 made a sort of documentary history like thing about what happened to life kind of after the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of like like kind of a fake alternate history sort of thing. And it was I remember like I wanted to kind of I'm like I want to kind of watch that again because it was kind of interesting sort of what they did, and it was kind of funny because like they put in like ads quote unquote about like stuff that you would that would be around in 2000s Confederacy like tracking for your slaves, and it's just like so like
oh god,
yeah, it's stuff that's like it's like uncomfortable, but like that's the point. So
yeah,
yeah, and I feel like I'm like, was Harriet Tubman mentioned in that? I'm not sure, and I'm thinking like I could see it either as like they play it as oh she escaped to Canada and she was like this villain that we never got, or if they actually just say that oh yeah we like captured and killed her. I don't remember what the thing said in that thing, but I'm kind of curious to check. I know they made they made a whole
Villain in Canada, though.
well, I know they made a whole thing about Lincoln, like actually like escaping to Canada or something. So maybe I don't know. I have to go.
Love it.
I want to go find that again. It was interesting. I believe it was on Netflix, but this was like old Netflix, so I don't know if it's still on there anymore or like where else.
Canadian villains.
I think it was just called like the CSA, Confederate States of America or something. I don't remember, but like yeah. Oh yeah, it's something funny. So the whole they have a lot of stuff like mirrors like what actually happened. So their Cold War and their Red Scare is actually the fear of the Canadians because of like the red maple leaf. Right. So I remembered that was funny. And then there was again, instead of like, oh, they're a secret like communist, it was like, no, they're secretly wanting to free your slaves. And it was just like I don't know, it was a lot of like kind of funny like stuff like that. But
blame Canada for everything.
Yeah. So, I don't know. If you want something kind of interesting, maybe you can go see if you can find that somewhere. I'll see if it's... Might be on Netflix still, or maybe it's on YouTube, but someone just uploaded it. I have no idea. But it was something I thought of, and this reminded me of this. But, yeah, it definitely... We do tend to forget kind of how recent this stuff was.
Mm-hmm.
And... Yeah, it's just... Even despite the few things that are a little weird in this movie, I do think overall it is still done quite well. And, it's an important sort of story to tell, and the emotions work pretty well, and it's just a good thing. So, yeah.
I would recommend if you want to, like, watch something about Harriet Tubman, this is, I think, the only option right now. I'm not sure.
100%. I think so, because I typed in... On Wikipedia, if you type in, like, Harriet... And then space, open parentheses, there is just film as like the autofill, and that's the only option. So I presume that means it's or at least the only like major one. So
yeah, it is a good movie. If you can't stand the fact that they added this random white dude, you can read a book about her.
Yeah. You don't have to watch movies, but again, he's not really a problem. It's just a weird kind of decision. So.
Every time he suffered, though, I laughed. So, well, I mean, I got some enjoyment out of his presence, just suffering. And
yeah, I wonder, I'm sure there's other, because again, I'm thinking, like, what about, okay, like, if he's not a real person, then I'm sure, like, the black, like, guy who was kind of helping him, the slave catcher or whatever, he probably wasn't real then, I guess, but I'm sure there were people like him around. And that was an interesting sort of dynamic to have in there, I think
I do remember learning about some like catchers were black.
Yeah, I mean, it from a selfish point of view, it does make sense as a way to get in good graces with the white people. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I'm just here to see them suffer. Yeah, white people.
It's not a good thing, but I'm saying it's at least there is a logic to doing it. So
I got so much enjoyment out of white suffering in this movie. I laughed so many times just because, like, a white woman was crying. I'm so sorry. But these are trying times, and they just need to find joy.
When they sort of like get like the teens are like kind of like tied up or whatever, and they all look so sad and pathetic.
that was great.
It was pretty funny.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, good, enjoyable.
Good biopic.
Yeah, good movie. Few odd choices, but overall still pretty good. Good for what it's doing. So, I don't know. Anything else to say, or just automatically go to ratings already?
We will go to ratings, and then we will talk about what we're doing next month.
Yeah. Next month is a thing, which anyway. But, rating, what do you got?
I'm going to give this a solid 8.
Okay, that's actually exactly what I was going to do. So, hooray.
Yay.
Yeah. So, good, solid movie. Is good. There,
watch it for the white tears. No, wait. Watch it for Harriet. Stay for the white tears.
Yeah. Came for Harriet. Stayed for the white victim complex. Oh yeah, when all the freaking white people come up and they're just like, this woman has been stealing our property, you owe us money. It was like, yes, turn on each other.
Yeah. White on white violence.
That's what frat parties are for. Hey, okay, anyway.
Okay, so next month is gonna be a bit special. It's not Star Wars month again.
Yeah, we kind of ran out of Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we just want to watch more like Mandalorian and Clone Wars episodes, which I mean, if you want to, I'm down for that. But no, we're not doing that. Not this time. So,
No.
go ahead.
Yeah. Do you want to say, or do you
Oh,
want me to
oh,
say?
sure. Okay, I'll say it. So, there are actually 5 Mondays in May. The 31st is a Monday, so hooray. So
Ooh,
we have 5 films lined up, no shows, but 5 films lined up, and I think Tara actually originally had this idea. I'm not sure though.
I think so.
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
will be back for all of those. So this is an unexpected thing where she was.
I'll make sure she does her homework.
Yes, make her do her work. Okay. Anyway, but we are watching, sort of, I guess, undervalued Disney movies. I guess that's the way to
Yeah.
think of it. Sort of less popular Disney movies that I know, like, at least some of us have not seen them. I have seen one of these 5.
I need to see
So-
the list. I don't remember which ones I've seen and which
But,
ones
well,
I haven't.
We'll see when we get to it. But yeah, so we're seeing, and these are movies kind of all over the place. We are going sort of in release order.
Mhm.
So we're going to start with the oldest one of the ones we're watching and end with the most recent one. Although even the most recent one is in the 2000s, I believe, so it's not super
Mhm.
recent. But yeah, so yeah, and we'll see if. Let's put it this way: we'll see if maybe we feel like these movies were robbed and that they should be appreciated more, or maybe they were movies that were just kind of and then okay, fair enough, right? So
Yeah.
we'll find out. But speaking of robbed, the first movie that we are seeing is Robin Hood. So
The furry version.
the furry Robin Hood. Have you seen this actually?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I have not. If I did, I was like a really young kid. I don't remember it all. So
I've seen
Yeah.
clips from it.
yeah,
But,
it's for
and
sure.
I know that it's furry Robin Hood, but that's all I know.
Yeah, I know also that like this was a film where they sort of like reused like sketches from Snow White, I think.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
they were like low on
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like reuse the outlines and stuff like that. But anyway,
Oopsies.
yeah, well, there will be watching Robin Hood next Monday. So see you then.
Yeah, bye.